In a letter shipped with an Elder Scrolls Legend Battlespire, which released in 1997, Bethesda announced that they were going to organise the Elder Scrolls games into 3 distinct product lines. The first was Classics, which are just your typical Elder Scrolls games, just the regular mainline games. The second was Legends, which were games that were meant to focus on pivotal moments in Tamriel's history. And the third was Adventures, where you play as an important historical figure and alter history with your actions. But this idea was set aside when Battlespire and the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard failed to sell well. The Arena was an early iteration of the first Elder Scrolls game, which released in 1994. This game was intended to be a combat sports simulator that focused on arena combat before evolving into the game we know today. And this concept kind of reminds me of the Arena quest line in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. This was originally envisioned as an expansion pack for the Elder Scrolls Arena, but was changed into a full sequel due to Arena's engine not being capable enough. This game was originally supposed to be set in Morrowind, but was later changed to being set in and around the Iliac Bay, and its name was changed to Daggerfall. This early iteration of Morrowind was intended to be a direct sequel to Daggerfall using the same gameplay style and engine, and was going to be set in the Somerset Isles, but was eventually changed to being set in Morrowind, but due to the engine limitations, it was changed to just be the island of Vvardenfell. This game was going to serve as a sequel to Redguard, but it didn't actually enter development due to Redguard's poor sales. If Eye of Argonia was actually to be released, then it would have come out on consoles rather than PC, where the action-adventure genre was better suited. This game would have been set in Black Marsh. This game was an idea for a third installment in the Adventures series following Redguard and Eye of Argonia. The player would have alternated playing as the various members and forms of... how do I say that? Srathra. I want to say that as their family. This is an early story draft for Oblivion, which was meant to follow up on the master plan of Jagar Tharn, who had been previously alluded to in Arena, Daggerfall and Morrowind. Around the development of Oblivion, a game was pitched about the colonisation of one of Nirn's moons, Secunda. It's not exactly surprising that this idea wasn't turned into a full game, because space travel and Elder Scrolls don't really go together, like at all. This idea is mentioned in the unlicensed works of former Bethesda designer Michael Kirkbride, Love Letter from the Fifth Era. This was an Elder Scrolls Travels game and was planned to be released on the 30th of June 2008. It lacked the free-roaming open-world style of the main game and would have instead featured 10 large levels that look kinda like the main game but more concentrated. 18 out of the 21 skills from the main game were present. It was intended to take place at the same time as the events of the main game, but with a different storyline and taking place in High Rock instead of Cyrodiil. Beta builds of the game from 2006 and 7 were leaked in 2016. This version of the game was planned to release separately from the main Legends game, as it was developed specifically for the Chinese market and was only available on mobile. It's not actually known why this was cancelled, and it's also not actually known who was working on the game. The developer of the Asian version of Legends wasn't actually involved, so it could have been Bethesda or maybe just some other third party that we don't know about.